Kicking back today with me, I've got David Onama. David, congratulations. That was an excellent win. You just beat Giga Chikadze at UFC Kansas City. So congrats. That was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for
Y-
having
Yeah, I always like talking to you. And for folks who don't know, I actually got to see you a lot during this fight week, which was really cool. But first and foremost, how good do you feel having beaten Giga Chikadze, who is such a dangerous fighter?
Oh man, it's like a dream come true to me. I've been watching Giga for a very long time before I got
Hmm.
to UFC. I'm a huge fan of his. Yeah, it just means a lot to me. I got when I got the offer to fight Giga, in my hometown, Kansas City. So it just means a lot to me. Just finding guys like him. He's a legend. Grew up watching him and just sharing the cage with him meant really a lot to me.
So did you know, obviously you knew going into it that you had to watch out for those kicks. So did you know strategically that takedowns and wrestling him was going to be a big part of the approach?
Yeah, that was like the whole fight camp, was
Yeah.
the put the pressure on him and blend some wrestling in. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of his tapes. I know Giga style very well. He's
Hmm.
kick, the Giga kick. So
Hmm.
we're trying to avoid that. So like I was prepared for it. I knew like what I was getting myself into, into the fight. So yeah, we was prepared for it. We had a good game plan for him.
Yeah, I think you did as well. And how did you feel though in terms of how the fight was playing out round by round? Did you feel like it had been going your way? Did you feel like it was close? Did you feel like in the third round you had to really do more to secure that win?
Yeah, first round I was kind of just trying to test him out a little bit and
Hmm.
uh, just to kind of fill him out, And I felt like I was kind of doing a lot of that and not doing me. I was kind of just waiting, and I felt like I definitely lost the first round.
Okay.
Yeah, I lost the first round for sure. Uh, and then second round we had to make an adjustment. Like we had to like put the pressure on him and not just kind of wait on him and
Hmm.
kind of try to fill him out in that like second round. Like we had to go. We had to win the second round and the third round. Because we didn't win the second round, it would have been probably 2-1 or like
Yeah.
1. So we made an adjustment. It was like, look, man, put the pressure on them. Like go go go, blend the striking in, blend the wrestling in, and that's
Hmm.
when we started blending wrestling.
Well, yeah, and that seemed like a smart approach. When we were talking about your fight beforehand, I think I said something like, David has all this knockout power, but of course you got to get in there to be able to land that. And with Giga and his kicks, it's like, it can be hard to get in there. So you definitely did know that you were going to have to eat some stuff on the way in, though, right?
Oh yeah, I definitely knew that. Like he threw a couple of those like those liver kicks. Ate a few. I'm like, look, I just ate some. I cannot let this add up because one and two and three and four is gonna start adding up. So I started checking them. I was eating some shots, but then I was firing after he kept after he kicked my body
Hmm.
uh, in front of him. It's just like let him know like you kick me, I'm gonna have something in front of you. And it was hard through the whole fight camp because I had to like fight southpaw.
Yeah.
I went orthodox. He wanted me to go orthodox just so he can rip that liver kick. So
Right.
southpaw the whole entire time. And yeah, it was
Yeah,
it was good.
Giga's a smart guy. He knows how to win a fight. So yeah, he's going to try to get you where he wants you, so he can land. So I want to ask you about training with Youssef Zalal. So I love this kid. I love him, and he is such high energy. And you guys were so funny all week because you were kind of chill, and then you got Youssef like which is so fun. But how much has he helped you? Because I feel like when he was in the UFC, then he went away, and since he's come back, he's leveled up so much. And I feel like that's a probably a great person to have around, a great training partner for you because you keep leveling up as well. And I feel like that's just like a great relationship. I was happy to see you guys together.
Yeah, man. Just having Yusuf Zalal in my corner, helps me a lot throughout my whole fight camp.
Hmm.
Even when I'm not in fight camp, we always like he's always helping me like game plans,
Uh-huh.
how to win fights, like the game plans and all of that. So it means a lot to me training with him. You know, like I said, yeah, he helped me out a lot, man. He's 12 now. I'm ranked number 14, so we're just trying to help each other, improve and just get better. You
Uh,
know.
yeah, I love it. It's a great relationship. So how cool does that feel then? Because is this the first time you've gotten a number? I feel like were you ranked once before or no?
No, I was never ranked. No,
Okay.
never ranked. This is my first time ever, getting ranked in the UFC ever. Like I've been ranked. You know,
Awesome. So how does that feel then? What did that mean to you to get that number?
it feels good. I had to put the work in to
Hmm.
able to get the number in front of my name and be one of the best guys, in the world to get that.
Hmm.
So yeah, I had to work for it. It finally happened. I always wanted to be ranked in the UFC. Since I always want to, fight, be in the top 15. It took me 2 years,
Right.
to get the number inside besides my name. Against a guy like Giga, like that's someone I grew up watching. Being able to beat him, like in my hometown, was it was just crazy, man.
Yeah, for those who don't know, you are originally from Uganda, but
Yeah.
Kansas City is where you guys came. You said at age 10 or so, right? So that is incredible. I don't know if everybody appreciated the levels of what this victory meant for you. So what did it feel like to look out in the crowd and see a lot of your friends, family, and basically your hometown people rooting for you that night?
Yeah, it was like I said, it's a dream come true to me to be able
Yeah.
to Kansas City, where I started my career. I was, 20 years old. Uh, it's just a dream come true to me. Having all my friends and my family out there coming for me, man, meant so much to me. Till now I'm still like speechless about this whole moment, like being ranked in Kansas City. Again against guys like Giga, like
Yeah.
one of the best kickboxer, in the UFC.
Yep.
Taking him out, taking his spot in front of my friends, my family, and just like, man, just the fans. Like how do you handle that pressure? It's one of the hardest thing I had to deal with. But I pulled through it, and I made it happen. So
Yeah, you definitely pulled through it, and I don't know. You either have a good poker face or something, because like I said, seeing you during the week, you didn't look stressed. Yeah, or maybe it's just because Youssef was doing all the yapping, and you had your other friend there too, and you just couldn't get a word in. But you seemed very calm all week, and you seemed pretty laid back. It didn't seem like your weight cut was too hard. Like you seemed really, I don't know, peaceful when I saw you during fight week.
yeah, I felt really good. I just felt I had the right people around me.
Yeah.
The energy was there, the vibe was there. Having guys like Youssef Zalal, Chris Gutierrez was fighting on that card. We had
Yep.
Ice, uh, Gage Young was on that card. Just having like my coaches, Zach, Mark, and Cody. Just everybody was there. So the energy was good, the vibe was good. It was just for me. I was just locked in, having a great time. I didn't want to think too much about the guy that I'm fighting because he has a name for sure, but I didn't
Yeah.
want to name so much. I just wanted to go in there and just think about who I'm fighting, who's in front of me, and not think so much and not be in a hole like in my room, just stuck about who I'm about to fight. I was in a lot
Yeah.
having a good time, just vibing, saying what's up to like the UFC staff, like
Yep.
you, of course.
Yeah.
Just everybody, like even Heidi, you and Heidi, just having a good time with you guys, talking to you guys, just the
That's
energy
right.
was awesome, and that's how I really put through like this whole week. Is how I put through the fights, just the energy and the vibe that I had around the hotel. It was awesome.
Nice, nice. All right. Well, so then with all that said, who do you want next now that you are in the rankings? You're going to be one, it's going to be one of those tough things because people are going to start to, you know how it goes. If they're ranked higher, they don't want to fight behind them when you're dangerous, and all you want to do is keep taking out the guys with the numbers ahead of you. So, what's the plan, David? What you going to do?
I'm not so big on like calling people out,
Yeah.
but guys that I see I potentially be fighting
Mhm.
eventually. Yeah, I don't like dropping names.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you. I'll probably DM you and tell you who it is. But I just want to drop it here.
Okay, I hear you. I hear you on that.
I'm so quick to talk. So yeah, I have some names that I really want to fight.
Mhm.
I think it's a good matchup. It's a number above me, so that's
Yep.
the. uh,
Cool.
Also, I don't really care who they give next to me.
Yeah.
High or low, it doesn't matter to me. I'm here to fight. So yeah, I'm looking forward to what the Sean Shelby gives me next. So
Nice. Nice. Well, then before I let you go, then, so is there anything you did to celebrate? Like, is there a traditional Ugandan meal or like a Ugandan like celebration thing or anything? Like, I don't know how much of that heritage and that culture is still alive in you every single day. So, what did you do to celebrate, and do you bring that culture with you?
So after the win, I went back to the hotel, got ready, and I had a after party at Mosaic, so we kind of spent all the time together.
Yeah.
And yeah, my family want me to go back home. I'm back in Denver right now, so they want me
Okay.
to go home on like I think Friday.
Yeah.
Probably have like a cookout, have the family together, and have like home cooked meals.
Hmm.
And yeah, so that's probably what I'm gonna end up doing, just eating home food and all that good stuff. So
Yeah. Nice. Nice. I love it. Well, congratulations to you. And yeah, for those, who haven't been paying attention, you've been putting fights together, you've been winning fights, and you're just, you're exciting. You can see your evolution, obviously working with Marc Montoya and stuff like you can see every time your IQ getting better, this time working in more wrestling and stuff. And so, yeah, it's really cool watching you evolve. And I'm just excited to see what comes next.
thank you so much. It means a lot, hearing that coming from you. Thank you so much.
All right, David. Well, I'm sure I will see you soon. Thank you for kicking back with me today. And congrats. That's really awesome beating a guy like Giga.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you for having me on here again. Thank you.
All right, cool. I'll see you later.
Later. Have a good weekend. Thank you.
Bye. Well, all right, folks. That is David Onama. What a good dude. And yesterday I also spoke with Malcolm Wellmaker, who had a knockout debut in his fight against Cameron Simon. So that is on the channel as well in the Kickback with KB segment, or section rather, and also in the UFC section. I've got a lot of these interviews, a lot of stuff from the last several years. I just started. This is my 14th year now. In my 14th year as a UFC anchor, and I've got a ton of stuff on my YouTube and on my website here. So hopefully you can check it out. But big thanks to David, and again, yeah, check out the interview with Malcolm from yesterday. Thanks for kicking back. See.